This mama is ready for trauma. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episode 1107 of One Piece. And yeah, looks like we're probably about to get Kuma's backstory. And whenever we get a character backstory in this series, Oda likes to roll a nat 20 on emotional damage. Like, seriously. And it's not even just with major characters like Law or Robin. He fucking does it with characters like Senor Pink. Like, Jesus, man. Chill the fuck out. We don't need to cry today. But we got the hints at it last time with Bonnie starting to see Kuma's memories, and we're most likely going to see the rest of it today, or at least the next portion of it. I don't know how long it's going to be. Meanwhile, we still have the government heading to the island with Saturn and Kizaru, so that's fun. Just a lot of shit going down. I just don't even want to wait. We're just gonna get into this, but before we do, I do want to real quick mention that there is a lot of other great content on this channel. Every Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Mondays, we also do YouTube, or at least YouTube adjacent reactions as well. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or movie reaction, such as a special, a short, a mini series that doesn't quite have enough episodes for a full series reaction, those go into that slot. And on the topic of movie reactions, we have those every Saturday and Sunday. I record them earlier in the week, but we upload them on the weekends just so every day has some kind of reaction going on it. And we are also going through a couple of Let's Plays currently. We have Spider-Man 2 every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Really been enjoying that, and if you're new to the Let's Play, I do want to warn you real quick that the first 9 parts have some audio issues, mainly dealing with desynchronization, especially parts 5 through 9. But starting with part 10, it all seems to be fixed. I've got it figured out. This was my first kind of foray into doing capture card Let's Play and everything, so it was new to me. I was trying to get things figured out. I apologize. But we've got it figured out, so it should be good for the rest of the Let's Play. And on Saturdays, we are going through Anno Mutationum. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez, and I'm very much enjoying this one, too. Pretty wacky, pretty silly and weird, and I kind of dig it in a surprising way. But if you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, there's a couple videos on the channel you can check out to let you know. But the most relevant currently would be the June Double Reward Month video from this year. You'll notice it'll also say PS5 in the title. So if you just want to do a quick channel search, all you have to do is put in June Double Reward Month PS5, and the search should lead you straight to the video. It'll tell you everything you need to know about how to do this, how to get this taken care of, and you should be good to go. But if you really want to, you could also ask in the comments or direct message me on the Discord server, which is linked in the description below. That being said, we are going to get along with this reaction and see what happens. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction because, yes, we do redirect all of our reactions on this channel. I know you don't necessarily want to have to go through all these extra clicks just to get to the reaction, but you know how YouTube's copyright system tends to be. It's pretty shitty. So to deal with that, we just push all of the reactions onto another site. This helps us deal with any possible issues such as channel strikes or even worse, channel termination. I have dealt with that before in the past. Do not want to deal with it again. It is the absolute worst. So after you watch the reaction, though, actually, before that, um, the plus side to having it redirected, though, is that all of you, yes, every single one of you, gets to watch the full unedited reaction for free. No paywalls, no Patreon, and you don't even have to sync up your own copy. The video is right there in the video. So I think that's pretty awesome because a lot of reaction channels aren't able to get away with that for one reason or another. But ours is. So, yeah, I think that helps a little bit. And after you watch the reaction, then you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. Also, just my general thoughts on it and some thoughts maybe even on the channel and things like that. It's always worth checking out just to be safe. Always worth to give a watch to. But that being said, thank you all so much as always for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So when we just kind of narrow it down and think about it logically, I just don't see how it could be anyone else. There has to be a traitor amongst the Vegapunks. I feel almost 100% confident on that. Again, the fact that the comms have been going down, Pythagoras was attacked out of nowhere, and on top of that, it seems like now as Snake is acting against orders, and you also have you also have the fact that the dome, the shield around the Labosphere was put back up. And it's made clear that that was a surprise to everyone. So there's a traitor amongst the Vegapunks. There has to be. Because, especially with the Snake thing, only the Vegapunks at this point can tell them what to do, basically. Because they have the command and all. And they have to do it in person. York told her to do that. I just thought about that. Oh my god. We were not focused on York for a while. We were watching the other two after York first discovered S Snake. While she was doing that, she told S Snake to Marrow beam her in order to come across as less suspicious. I am 100% convinced it's York. Okay. That just clicked in my head as a possibility, and it's just I can't see any other way that would work. Because again, I can't see it being the others. Shaka and Lilith, it's absolutely not. Lilith is too obvious because again, she's the evil one. It's her epithet, her entire thing. It's too obvious. It's too easy. Oda doesn't usually go that route. On that same hand, Shaka is literally the opposite. He is good. Again, though, that would be too obvious to go for the exact other side. Oh, it can't be the one who's evil, so it's the one who's good? No, that's just too obvious of a second option. Those would be the first two ideas, so it can't be either of them. So we know it's not Stella, so we can count that out for sure. So we have Atlas, and I don't see a reason to think that it could be Atlas. I mean, maybe it's just my bias showing because Atlas is my favorite of them, but Atlas seems honestly not very suspicious at all. The only thing that could be seen as suspicious, like I stated in the reaction, was the fact that she was also, injured and taken out. But the problem with that is she was taken out by CP0. They were surprised when the dome came back up, which means that the traitor is not working with them, but probably for the world government specifically. So, her being attacked by Lucci doesn't really track as a manner of using that as a way to divert suspicion. Now, with S Snake attacking York, that would work because York can control S Snake as a Vegapunk. So that absolutely would track. Then we have Pythagoras and Edison, and it's just like Pythagoras was the one attacked. That pretty much, unless we assume that he planned that or faked it somehow, which it clearly wasn't faked, but if he planned it, like, that's the only way we could assume, but there's not really any real reason to believe that. I just don't see Pythagoras being the one to be able to do that. And Edison, I have no suspicions about Edison. Like, there's no reason for me to think it could be Edison. So York is really the only one I feel like it could be at this point, right? And again, just the way she was talking to S Snake and the fact that, like, again, we didn't see a portion of that, of her interacting with S Snake, and then it just goes back and S Snake uses the Marrow beam and all. It's like, that is extremely suspicious to me. Like, that's not just me, right? It's gotta be her. Obviously, do not tell me. I want to make that very clear. This is obviously going to be a big reveal going forward. I don't know exactly when, but at some point. Do not tell me the true culprits or whatnot. I want to find that out as I watch. Do not spoil this for me, please. I'm going through all of these thoughts in my head, but I don't want to actually know if I'm right or not until it reveals it in the show. So that's my thought right now on that. We get to see a little bit of all the different groups walking around as well. Nami discovering the man-made diamonds and stuff. Chopper and Robin getting to see the artificial organs. All of that's pretty cool. Nothing super interesting. The most interesting stuff with all of that is the fact that there's this crazy shit happening with a traitor right now, clearly. The more interesting part of this is still the Bonnie stuff right now. If I'm being completely honest, I'm still more invested in that than anything. Like, we get to see part of the flashback this episode. And we see we see what we saw last time with Kuma crying there on the ground, young Kuma. Probably, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 10, maybe. It's hard to tell because of the size. He's clearly larger than the people around him, who are implied to be older based on their voices, I would assume. So it seems like he was just really large, which makes sense, considering he's really large now. And I doubt that would all be just, the cyborg enhancements. But we see him crying there about not wanting to go back, and we're kind of wondering what's the deal. He's dressed in rags and all, and I had a few ideas on what it could be. We then see these other people come up to him with these weapons. They're completely enshadowed. We don't get to see like any details on who these people are. I don't even fully get a grasp for what the weapons are, but they're like pipes and stuff. You can pretty much tell. And they start telling him, it's like, if you don't go back, then we'll get attacked too and everything. He's like, but if I go back, I'll die anyways. Just kill me here. And it's like, this kind of thing is like kind of making me think, it's like, I'm thinking through the different things this could be. And my number one thought was celestial dragons, because let's be honest, it kind of always goes back to the celestial dragons. And then we see the shadows of the dragons there, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's just that simple. It's just the celestial dragons. And this kind of, even though we didn't see the tattoo, or not tattoo, the brand on him that could have been on his back. In fact, I think that's pretty much the commonplace of where it usually is. Um, we don't see the brand, but we can presume that he is a slave. I don't know if he was born into slavery or if he was taken by the celestial dragons, but he is a slave. These others who are attacking him are probably slaves as well, considering they say like will be hurt, will be punished as well if you don't come back. They're probably slaves too. They came to get him back so they would all be safe as well. And they're attacking him because they want to force him to go back. And Bonnie sees this, and she knows she's in his memory. She understands that at this point, but seeing, even if it's just a version of her father she's never seen before, because she's never seen him as a kid, obviously, she recognizes that it's him still. And even though it's clearly a memory, she still like breaks down and tries to help him, tries to do her best to save him, because she loves him, she adores him. And that's clearly her entire goal, her entire purpose. She wants to do nothing else but save him. Nothing else matters. So seeing even in this memory that that comes first to her, that is just her instant motivation, her instant instinct. It actually made me tear up a bit. Like, I didn't full on cry, but I was getting teary eyed, because it's like, that shit hurts. Seeing a loved one like getting hurt like that, and not being able to do anything but still trying fruitlessly. It's like, that's really fucked. I know in the cold open on this redirect I said this mama's ready for trauma, but it's like, I don't think I was ready for trauma. It's like, I mentioned how Oda likes to do this with his backstories, making them so traumatic and intensely emotional, and it's like, Jesus, I should have seen that coming based on where the last one left off and all the little hints it was giving us with what we saw briefly before. But it's like, for some reason, it caught me off guard, and it's just like, Jesus, this is getting to me. And I'm glad they cut off and interjected some lightheartedness and some levity in there, as well as diverted our attention with this traitor storyline. Because Oda trying to just like bullet into this clearly traumatizing backstory, yeah, that would be a lot. Like, we've dealt with this shit before. We've seen this traumatic, painful shit before. And it's just like balancing it out a little bit, at least at the start, just giving us glimpses of it before we get the full thing, is probably a smart idea. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, so that's pretty much my thoughts on this episode. Um, the backstory definitely got to me, and I am very convinced, like pretty much 100% convinced, the traitor is York. It's gotta be. Again, it's gotta be her. everything falls into place. And hell, even the sleeping thing, she's like supposedly most of the time she's eat, sleep, poop, and everything, right? She could be faking sleeping and doing crazy shit via her mind the entire time. If she found a way to bypass the connection with everyone else's minds, who knows what she could be fucking doing? The sleeping thing would be a perfect alibi. Like, come on. Again, do not tell me. Do not spoil this for me. Because if I am right here, I want to celebrate that. Because I don't always get this shit right. But when I do, I want to like revel in that, you know? And if I get it wrong, I just don't want to know until it's revealed. So do not spoil me. But just seems like the most logical option here. That being said, as we close this out, I do want to once again remind you that we have a lot of awesome content on this channel. Every Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of great series reactions. And on Monday specifically, we also do YouTube, or at least YouTube adjacent reactions. Anything that doesn't quite fit in to a normal series or movie one. And speaking of movie reactions, we have those every Saturday and Sunday. They're recorded earlier in the week, but uploaded on the weekends, just so there's a reaction every day, something to look forward to. We also do a couple of Let's Plays on the channel currently. Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we're doing Spider-Man 2, and every Saturday, we're doing Anno Mutationum. Both have been really fun so far, and I really can't wait to see where they both go. Anno Mutationum is also a donation reward Let's Play from Matthew Vasquez, and if you want to know how to engage in that, look up the video on the channel that is called June Double Reward Month. It'll also have PS5 in the title, so if you just do a quick search on the channel, that specifically you search up June Double Reward Month PS5, you should find the video, no problem. That being said, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.